they were pretty unnerved at this point. I said, if you want to know the truth, it sounds like Bigfoot. The only real weapon I had was a machete. And then I'm thinking, how many more are there? Is it just one creature here, or am I dealing with creatures? Once it had gotten a little darker is when we started to hear things.
Is there somebody out there?
You know, of course, we got no response. And that's when the vocalization started to happen. It was very guttural, like a really low. You could feel the force of that grunt in your body.
It must be a deer or something. It'll move on.
I wanted to really think in my mind that it was a large buck, but it would have had to have been a really large buck. And I hadn't seen any sign of a deer. We heard the second vocalization probably 10 minutes after the first one, but it was different. It was kind of like a sound. That one probably, I would say, 40 to 50 feet over to the right from where it was the first time. I hear whap, just really loud crack, like somebody had grabbed a piece of wood and smacked it against a tree. It caught me off guard. It was very loud. It really sounded like a baseball bat. I really couldn't think of how that would happen naturally. Something was breaking saplings. It just kind of crunch. You know, the commotion of a large creature of some kind. Well, I heard definitely some rustling and some snaps, but bipedal, heavy footfalls, and they're heavy. It's on two legs and not four, because, you know, the sounds of four is like kind of a did-it, and not a, but it really had a heavy footfall. It sent chills up my back. In fact, I think I'm getting goosebumps now just thinking about it. And so at that point in my mind, I'm already realizing that whatever I'm dealing with it's not a deer, and it's not a human. It wasn't what I'd heard before. It started out very low, kind of, and at that point, I was able to really tell exactly where it was coming from.
What is it?
Shh.
Keep quiet.
I could see this creature standing next to the tree, and there was enough moonlight that I could see an outline, and I could tell that it was very large. You know, you could actually see the fur kind of glistening in the moonlight a little bit. I couldn't see its face, but I could tell from where it was standing that it was much taller than me and much wider than me. I grabbed my flashlight and I shined it up there, and when I did, it ducked behind the tree, but I could see the edge of it still there. It was trying not to be seen.
Where'd it go?
I hear a crack. The cedar limb almost hit me. I remember seeing it flipping end over end through the firelight, and it went right past my head.
Look out!
And I'm thinking, oh, wow. Now it's throwing limbs at me. So I decided I'm gonna throw things back at it. I don't know if it was a great move or not, but it felt like the thing to do at the time.
Somebody's messing with us.
And I said, it's not a somebody. It's a something. They were pretty unnerved at this point. I said, if you want to know the truth, it sounds like Bigfoot. Both of those guys were kind of visibly scared and definitely in fight or flight mode, but I wasn't really ready to run off. I was a little nervous the fact that I didn't have a firearm of any kind. The only real weapon I had was a machete, but I really didn't visualize myself doing hand-to-hand combat with whatever this was. And then I'm thinking, if we leave, how many more are there? Is it just one creature here, or am I dealing with creatures?
Guys, we're gonna have to post watch. I'll go first. You guys get some sleep.
They got in the tent. I got the first watch. And I felt that I was safer with the fire. And I know right here, there's only a couple directions where it could come at me. I still wasn't really sure if this thing was gonna just rip us limb from limb. Now, I think in my mind, I thought it might. I was just ready for it to happen at any moment. And from that point on, things started to gradually die down, and I actually felt more comfortable, and I decided that I was gonna try to get some rest. I guess if you can't beat them, go to sleep kind of philosophy. I know I eventually get into my tent at about 12. And I had left camping pans stacked over by the edge of the creek there. I hear my pans get knocked over, and I'm thinking, oh, it's probably a raccoon. And then I hear some more intense rummaging, like it's got one of my pans in its hand and maybe trying to scrape something out of it. I could see it over there, and it's got my pan in its hand, and it's just kind of scraping the edges of it. It pretty much just froze me in fear. I couldn't even move. It made me feel confused, scared, terrified, all at once. It was actually kind of hunched over. Even then, it was taller than my tent. It was probably 6-7 foot without standing up straight. What else really shocked me was the width of the shoulders. I mean, it looked like, if you picture your standard doorway, that this thing would have to duck and turn sideways to get through a door. To me, it looked like the missing link between a large primate and a human. Definitely had very long arms. Like the ratio of arm to body was longer than a human. It's built like similar to a gorilla, but much taller. And he's got that width and that bulk of a gorilla, but just bigger, a whole lot bigger. It threw my pans down, and it just went, made that loud grunt kind of sound.
We gotta get out of here, come on, let's go. Where are we gonna go? Out there in the dark with that thing?
It really scared the living daylights out of me, even at that distance. And it looked at me. I grabbed my flashlight again and went, "Hey!"
Leave us alone!
And I hit it right in the face. I could see its eyes and its teeth. I knew what I was looking at. There was no doubt at that point that what I was looking at was a Bigfoot.